Well, I felt like we just got off to a horrendous start. I don't know if Preston was you know after being out for 2 weeks. Obviously it was command. It was in retrospect maybe it wasn't his time to pitch, and that's my fault because I'm the one who put him out there. And Benny did not have a great outing. If we could if we just sequenced it a little bit differently and maybe get Woodruff in the game a little bit earlier. That's where we gave him everything. That was 5 runs right there, just from those 2 guys. And I just want to give all the credit in the world to Woodruff, who came in and did a great job for us. But really, the 2 guys were phenomenal for us when you look at it. Lingard and Holder, those guys pitched on back-to-back days and just were warriors for us. And they did everything they could to lead this ball club and to tough it out. But our kids just didn't follow their lead. We did a horrendous job on the infield today. We let some balls get beneath us, and that's not who we are. We're just a step slow in everything we did. We didn't have our barrels in position, even though we got 13 hits. We're a step slow on the infield. We're really a step slow almost everyone on the field, base running, everything. And all the excuses in the world are there. You had a short week and you played a lot of games, but you know what? That's just how it works. It works the same for them, and credit to them because they out-hustled us, they outplayed us. Although, you look at a portion of the game, and we punch out 13 guys. They got 37 at-bats, and they got 13 punch-outs. That means every time their margin of error is much slimmer than ours, but every ball that they put in play finds a hole somehow. We strike out 4 times and get 13 hits and hit a ton of balls hard, and those balls just didn't fall for us. We had some soft line drives, some hard line drives. They fall in some key situations. We're going to score a bunch of runs. It just didn't happen for us. So, it doesn't happen very often when you punch somebody out 13 times and you strike out 4 where you lose a game. But that's exactly what happened today. So credit to them. We got 3 big weekends left, and I'm hoping that our kids are a little bit better in those 3 weekends than they were this one.
Out hit him both games, yesterday and today, and still can't get those runs. What's allowing the hits to happen, but then you just can't get that clutch hit? What needs to be done?
Well, when you look on film and you see their guy hit a 2-hopper and he goes in the 6-hole in the middle and they score runs, and your guy hits the same ball and that guy takes a step to his left and catches it, that's baseball. That's why they play 162 games in the big leagues, because all that's supposed to be even out. This is like World Series time every single weekend, so every ball is put in play is really magnified. It's hard to walk up to a kid who just smoked a ball and say, you didn't do your job when he gets out. And you go, why aren't we scoring runs? There is some positioning issues. There's some luck to it. There's a whole bunch. And everybody in our league is good. Everybody in our league does a great job of scouting reports, and everybody, does a pretty good job defending. So there is some fortune that goes into it, and we're on the opposite end of that today.
I think 24 hits in the 2 games, though. How come it's not leading to runs? Some of it is, like you said, luck, but how can you create your own luck, I guess?
Yeah, it's sequencing. It's everything else. It's when you're getting the hits. It's how guys are getting on. You got to have HBP. You got to have walk. You have to create some errors. They did not make any errors today, so they really helped themselves in that regard. They did punch out 13 times though, and 13 times isn't the prescription to score runs, but it happened for them. So that's why this game's crazy. That's why it's not predictable, and it's not like football. You line up and you say, hey, my 320-pound guy's bigger than your 290-pound guy, and I'm gonna run over him. There's a degree of fortune that goes into this stuff, and sometimes you're fortunate, and sometimes it goes against you. And I felt like really last 2 days we swung the bat really well. I thought our loss last night might be the best 1 through 9 we swung the bat all year long, but we didn't have as much to show for it, even though we out hit them the last 2 ball games.
What goes into the conversation with you and Bush about trying to figure out this Sunday deal? Because it seems like the second and third guy you bring in is good on Sunday. They just haven't gotten that start.
Yeah, Benny I thought was phenomenal last weekend. Not so much this weekend, but he loses the 1 day of rest because everything's moved up, and you're going, okay, maybe we should have put him in that position. You don't put him in that position, then he doesn't pitch, period. What do you do? And that's the same with all our guys. Ross has been phenomenal on Saturdays. Do you move him up? Well, Preston can't go until Sunday. It's a tough situation. And we just try and put the kids in the best position we can. But hopefully we can move those guys back to their original slot. And I think Woodruff pitched really well last weekend. I thought he pitched great today, even though it was short. Our 2 late inning guys I thought pitched really well for us too.
the pinch hitting for Vickerson, if Vickerson was struggling at all, it was with fly balls. All you needed there was a fly ball. What kind of went in that decision to put?
It was left on left. Yeah, it's left on left, and the numbers just don't dictate that he's done a great job against left-handers. Although I think he's very capable with that. You're talking about a guy who's hitting 300, and against left-handers, Collins is really hitting well. They made a change there also, went right-handed. But Collins has been pretty good against right-handers too. Collins been over the last week, 2 weeks, been one of our hottest hitters on our club. So we felt like he's been really clutch in the 2 or less outs with a runner on third base. He's been one of the best guys on our club.
Thanks, Joe.